And that was Demons by Tim Petras. I'm your host, Mysterio Music, and I'll be keeping you company on this spooky October evening. Keep it here on 66.6, LA's spookiest radio station. Ha 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 ha.
Last night the G bites in the neck and got your heart so many
every morning with my head up in a daze. I'm not sure if I should say this, fuck, I'll say it anyway. Everybody tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. I don't know if it's a phase, I just wanna feel okay, yeah. I battle with depression, but the question still remains. Is this post-traumatic stressing or am I suppressing rage? And my doctor tries to tell me that I'm going through a phase. Yeah, it's not a fucking phase, I just wanna feel okay, okay. Yeah, I struggle with this bullshit every day, and it's probably cause my demons simultaneously rage. It a bleed alright. The same circle rates me. I'm about to break down, searching for a way out. I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm a non-believer. I'm a popular monster. Break down, falling into love. Now we're falling apart. I'm a popular monster. I think I'm going nowhere like a rat trapped in a maze. Every wall that I knock down is just a wall that I replace. I'm in a race against myself, I try to keep a steady pace. How the fuck will I escape if I never close my case? Oh my god, I keep on stressing. Every second that I waste is another second sooner to a blessing I won't take. But my therapist will tell me that I'm going through a stage. Yeah, it's not a fucking stage, I just wanna feel okay. Okay, motherfucker, now you got my attention. I need to change a couple things cause something is missing. And what if I was a lie? Tell you everything is fine. Every single fucking day I get closer to the grave. I am terrified, I fell asleep and I will again. Crush my car just to feel it in. Let out race me, race me. I am lately, cause I'm about to break down, searching for a way out. I'm a liar, I'm a cheater, I'm a non-believer. I'm a
Here she is, that vamp of camp, Miss Luna Lestrange, and welcome back to Luna's Drag Macabre. And it must be the grand finale because my earrings are hitting me necklace. So I suggest you get yourself a nice cup of tea and buckle up because you are in for the ride of your life. And we're having a seance. There's nothing better to start off a seance than a cup of tea. God. We have a massively difficult job on our hands tonight. We have got to crown a demon, baby. We've got so much to get through tonight, so I think we should probably have our mental health chat now. So, the opening number today, the finale. I had to go big or go home, so I apologise for the graphic nature. In fact, do you know what? I don't apologise for the graphic nature because it's the finale. And in all seriousness, this number was something that snowballed kind of into just what it was supposed to be. I had the idea of the song from the beginning of producing this series, and it snowballed as the series went on. I am someone that really struggles to be understood by people, and I find it really difficult to connect and engage with people, and I really struggle having people understand me. And when you put mental health on top of that, it just makes me just not want to bother. So it's very easy for me to recluse and not speak to a soul for weeks, and it's something that I'm trying to get better at. I've got the small nearest and dearest, but some of us are just introverts and not social people. But that whole idea was trying the lengths that you have to go to try and bare your soul and show what's on the inside, because all people see is what's on the outside, and that's what they judge to begin with. And I ain't about that. I want to sit down, I want to have a smoke with you, and I want to know all about what goes on. I like to get to know people, and that's just what I wish people would take the time to do. With that said, let's reintroduce our charities. So once again, you can contact the Samaritans on 116 123 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The LGBT Foundation in Manchester can be contacted on 03453 30 30 30, 9 till 9 on a weekday, 10 till 6 on a weekend. Mind Out can be contacted at 01273 234 839, and Youngminds of course can be contacted by texting YM to 852 58 or phone 0808 802 5544, and those lines are open on weekdays between 9:30 and 4. All of their links will be in the description below. Please go and show them some love, check them out, and please use them if you need them. It's okay not to be okay. It's perfectly fine to ask for help. And I think if this season's shown one thing, it's that everyone is affected by mental health. So please, 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 don't let it worsen, don't let it build up. Make sure you get the help that you need. Well, I've nearly finished my tea, which means it's almost seance time, so let's say hello to our judges beforehand. So, Crystal Paul. Now, there's been a bit of an accident, a series of unfortunate events, one could say. We dropped Crystal Paul recently and broke the ball. So, I thought, contact my good friend Mr. Hyde and have Paul sewn onto a human body and restore consciousness. That kinda didn't work. Now we don't have any nice crystal balls anymore, so Paul's kind of gone a bit loopy-loo, and yeah, dreams of becoming a crystal ball once again. So, Crystal Paul, is it safe? How are you? Are you ready to crown a demon, baby?
I am good and I'm ready to go ahead and name a demon baby. Get it? Go ahead. Head.
I think they could seriously use some help. God knows what sort of demons that's gonna cause this evening. Christ! Unfortunately, Granny Vicky can't be with us tonight. She dusted off the seance wig and unfortunately it was full of asbestos. So I'm sure you can imagine how that turned out for her. But she did send us a nice little message she wanted to say to everyone. I am so proud of every single one of you who have entered this competition. Every video was amazing and every confessional told a story. Every performance blew me away, you say. And I can't thank everyone enough for the hard work and effort that they put into their work. It has been a pleasure watching all your performances. Did you like my impression of fucking spot on that, wasn't it?
Hello, Luna love.
Nan Aylin. Really?
Yeah, I am here.
Nan Aylin, you got to do it last time. Let me have a go.
You can't fucking get through to the spirits without me, love. I've got the VIP pass here. Right, I'm sitting here with the spirits now. Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker, Jim Beam, vodka. Yeah, we're all here. Anyway, I wanted to announce the guest judges. Yeah, I know you wanted to do it, but fuck ya, I'm here now. Bailey Bubbles, Harry Hooker Green, Mystify, the Bolly Witch, and my favourite, let's see what you're packing, Miss Terry Box. They are the guest judges, and they're fucking great.
Nan Aylin, that's all very nice, but you're cutting out, love. It's great to have the bloody contestants from last time back, but please let me fucking do this. It's my show. Just shut up. Let's get into seance mode. Now, monsters. Monsters. Alumni. Assume the position.
Look at them all tranced out in the seance. How funny. Right, well, I'm going to start. I'm going to announce the top 4. I know Luna wanted to do this, I know, but you know, I just can't resist. I'm going to do it. By the way, stay to Nanny Vicky, when's she going to pop her clogs? And if I knew that Paul was going to be there, God, he's obsessed with me. Right, so the top 4 is number 1 from the first week, Hom. In the second week, Dorian T. Fisk. In the third week, Dandy Issues. The fourth week, Cadaverous Black. And we've got a wild card. It's a lot of hell. So, yeah, they're all tranced out. And I am just off to have a threesome with Sid Vicious and Nancy Spungen. I hope she can hold in her stab wounds.
Misty, oh my darling, how I've missed ya. How are ya? Are you ready to crown a winner?
Oh, I've missed you too, darling. It really has been too long, and I am ready as I'll ever be. Luckily, Hell gave me some time off just for this occasion. I'm honoured to be here, and I can't wait to help crown a new monster.
Evie, the Bolly Witch. Now, my darling, I know you've been watching this season. How are ya? Are you ready to help us crown a winner? What have you been up to, sweetheart?
Oh, Luna, I am so glad to be back with all you beautiful monsters, and I have definitely been watching very closely. And although we've had to make a few ritual sacrifices, I am ready to crown a winner.
Well, it appears I've broken the chains on the gates of hell for one night only. Miss Terry Box, our previous champion. How are you, my love? How have the last few months treated you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Had a lovely few months down in some dark places, hot places, and it's been perfect.
Now, my darlings, the way this is gonna work, I will be asking each of our judges a series of questions to help them really hone in on certain things that we're judging this competition on, and eventually helping them to decide who they would like to vote for the winner of Luna's Drag Macabre Inner Damn Demons. So let's head straight over to Crystal Ball. Who do you think used makeup, costume and special effects most successfully in their piece? And why?
Okay, everyone looked really different and unique. And that's really important because it means they're channeling who they are, not what they think they should be. I found Cadaverous Black's makeup to be the most alluring and extremely wonderfully effective. The makeup around the eyes, the smoothness of it, it was so delicately done in creating that wonderfully grotesque face. It was created with such character and atmosphere. I really, really liked that. There was a great subtlety and minimalism to it that just came across so well.
Bailey Bubbles, same question.
I don't want to be a wet willy, but it's been very difficult, my dear. It's been very difficult. But I have to say the best costume had to be Alotta's. It was phenomenal. That sheep was, it was perfect. I bloody loved it. From the head to the toes to the creepy horns. I don't even know if it's meant to be a sheep, but I got sheep and I thought it was bellissimo.
Harry Hooker Green.
I think they were best used by Cadaverous Black. It created such a mood, and each costume was so unique, and yet all fit together. I thought it was beautifully done. The background, the effects, the makeup, mwah.
The Bolly Witch, makeup, costume and special effects. Who did it best and why?
Well, for me, it has to be Dorian. I was blown away by the special effects. The underwater special effects, the tentacles, the hair, the ocean floor, everything was mesmerizing. Even to this day, I do not understand how those effects were made. So Dorian, you did the damn thing.
Same question, Mystify.
For me, that was Dorian. There were the scales, there was the webbed hand. Everything just contributed to this total transformation. And when the webbed hand sort of came up as if to strangle the out of drag self, the pull of the demon was really apparent with these two contrasting selves, and the hair as well. I know in your confessional you said you had to record that 4 times speed. Oh my goodness. It paid off though. The effect was beautiful and menacing and just great. Really well done. So yeah, special effects, makeup, costuming, Dorian takes it for me.
Very interesting. What about you, Miss Terry Box?
I think for me, the performer that used makeup, costume, and special effects the best was Dorian Fisk. I was incredibly impressed with how they managed to recreate this underwater feel. And it wasn't just the fact that they used a green screen to achieve this, but the subtle movements in the hair, the slow shutter speed that they used to be able to make that lip sync look really slow and underwater. All those little things were just incredible, and plus that costume, like made out of recyclable material, like I'm completely in love with that.
Makeup, costume and special effects for me has got to be Dorian. They used so many different elements in their performance, and each piece just added that extra layer of detail that just made it so correct, so right, so well done. I want to know people's thoughts on Com. Harry Hooker Green, go.
I think Com is wonderful, darling. Com portrayed inner demons doing something that nobody else did. I think they were wonderful to watch, and I want that outfit with the eyes so badly. Call me. I want to buy it. What do I buy?
Beautiful. Bailey Bubbles, you're up.
Oh, I love Com. I love a bit of Com. I want a bit of Com, and I have to say, how amazing is it that they wrote the track themselves? Like, I can hardly lip sync to a track, let alone write the bloody thing. So for that, I salute you.
I thought Com was campus tits. I loved it. I am still listening to the song to this day. I am still enjoying the song as much as I enjoyed it before. I cannot wait to see some more from you, my darling. Keep doing what you do, because you do a great job. Love it. Hom, you need to have the props for doing the damn thing, producing your own track, making the music video, making everything involved in it. To use your own unique music is incredible, and your own lyrics that you've written also incredible, and I'm so glad that already this series has given you a load of opportunity. So please take those opportunities and fucking go and be famous so I can be like, I made that. Now, next question. Our wild card, A Lot of Hell. What are your true thoughts on them? Bailey Bubbles.
A lot of, my dear. Well, I just, from the costuming to the prologue to the imagery to the song itself, it took over me. I was on the edge of coming, my dear. I was on the edge of coming.
The Bolly Witch.
Oh, A Lot of Hell. You are outstanding. I could not believe that was your very first drag performance. In a way, I still kind of don't believe that, but we'll get to that later. But A Lot of Hell, you have so much talent. The fact that you created everything from the stage, from the costumes to everything else, stunning. I cannot wait to see what you come up with in the future, because trust me, you have got a bright future as a drag monster. Truly, truly amazing. I was absolutely loving every second of your performance, so well done.
And let me think, who else do I want to hear from? Miss Terry Box. You're out.
Watching that performance, my jaw was down to the floor. That is one hell of a way to make a drag debut. Just amazing. Like, the entire thing was so beautifully shot. The costumes, you made them yourself, like, just everything about it. I loved it. Great work. And you going far. That was amazing.
And that is why I decided to bring them to the finale, because it was stellar. I would very much like to know who you thought utilised technology in the best possible way. Crystal Paul, you're up first.
So everyone used technology differently, whether it's the technology and the techniques that they were using before it came to the edit and the ones that they used in the edit. I've got a few shout outs. Hom, for the different overlays used. I think they worked really well in just literally showing the different layers of who you are and what you can do and what you have done and what you will do. Dandy issues for breaking the green screen digital wall, because that fourth wall was broken down and you really showed it, and that was very smart and clever. Dorian and Cadaverous, Black. They use really clever and slick techniques in the edit and in the filming to work together, and that didn't overshadow their performances at all, or their crafting, and that's a real skill. And a lot of help put so much effort into the setup. Their setup was fantastic, and it showed how much you can do with the actual scenery and what the environment you're filming, and then what you can do with that in the edit. It was all there.
Miss Terry Box, my love, you used tech brilliantly in your performance last time. What are your thoughts?
I believe Cadaverous Black used technology the best for their performance. Their performance was, it looked like a professional music video. It was shot amazingly. The number of camera angles they used, I'm sure it looked like they used a gimbal to get all these amazingly stable shots. And if they didn't use a gimbal, whatever they did in post-production to make those shots look so stable was incredible. The subtlety of the lightning effects in the video, everything was just shot to tempo. Everything flowed so beautifully, which is why I would say they use technology the best.
Crystal Paul, do you think you could possibly tell me your thoughts about Cadaverous Black?
They're absolutely gorgeous of mind and a visual. They're the first I've seen of them as a performer, and I want to see them on stage. I like the mind, the fire, within and without. They literally brought along who they are with the music, their look, their presentation of it all. They said, this is who I am, this is what I do, and I own it. This is the area I am firmly in. And I want to see where they go with that. I want to see how it widens, expands, where the untrodden territory will be, how they push the comfort zones, but also how they build upon this and create a legacy that will really, really scream, this is Cadaverous Black, with no mistakes.
Mystifying. Oh, same question.
Oh, Cadaverous Black. This is my kind of demon through and through. The metal, the teeth, the sort of dark, spooky aesthetic, the crosses. I am partial to a cross, one might say. The sort of Halloween lover. I mean, just everything. I feel like when, and it's not a case of if, but when we meet, we will get along so well. And this number was such a refreshing take on the theme of demons. Whereas everyone else has really sort of shown themselves battling with these demons, Cadaverous embraced the demon full on and showed the fun and the beauty in what happens when you do embrace these demons. And I mean, the effort that went into all of this, and yes, there were props, but nothing felt unnecessary or out of place. You obviously have such an eye for detail and you see things as a true artist. So from that respect, it was just a joy to watch, period. If that number was the official music video for that song, I don't think anyone would be disappointed watching it. So yeah, absolutely loved it. Nothing bad to say about Cadaverous Black.
So obviously confessionals were an important part of this season to really understand where our contestants were coming from. So with that said, whose creative process did you enjoy hearing about the most?
It's time to climb onto the Crystal Paul soapbox, sponsored by Crystal Paul's Balls. So there's a lot of snobbishness and classism in drag. Drag pretends often. There's a solidarity with those worse off, and it's uplifting others. But actually, it doesn't cope well with those who express drag and their drag in much rawer and unorthodox ways. Com's confessional I really liked because it's what people need to hear. It was something real. It's how one kid dealt with bullies via diss tracks and how that didn't lead them to projecting hate and nastiness, but actually to making art, making their own music, making their own creativity and processes and mastering that art and not being ashamed of that pathway and choice, which actually not a lot of people do. Often we stick to orthodox pathways and feel that's what we've got to do because that's what other drags are doing. I liked hearing about that. It's real, and I think that realness needs to be respected, and it takes us stepping back from ourselves to really realise that and accept it.
I enjoyed hearing about everyone's creative process. I as a creative person myself, I really love hearing where people get their inspiration from. But the one that I would say stood out to me the most would be Comms. I've listened to Comms music before, but actually getting and hearing the creative process and understanding how they create things was really fascinating to listen to. And that would be it for me.
Now, I know my monsters are a big group of bitches in all seriousness, so let me get the shady question out the way. Does anyone have any constructive criticism? Come on, be harsh. Be very, very harsh.
If I were to split a couple hairs, I would say the ones that were most successful were the ones that really showed the personal inner demon. If I gave that number to somebody else, I want it to not feel right. You want the number to be so unique to that person that only they could ever be seen doing it. And I think some did that better than others.
Okay, I mean, everyone was so good, and I'm not taking away from anything that anyone has done because everyone was so good. Hom, I would just encourage you to embrace this vulnerability that you're so scared of, or said you were so scared of, because that is what will endear an audience to you and just help them connect with you on so much more of a level than they would do normally with your normal stuff, brilliant as it is. But I have to say, having met you a couple of times, know what you sort of do, this number that you've done for this is my favourite number of yours I've ever seen. So I just really encourage you to keep showing that vulnerability because it's wonderful. And a lot of hell. First of all, gagged that this was your first number ever. Oh my goodness me. I really enjoyed when it was the two characters during the music, when there was like the blue demon and then the sort of tortured soul. And I loved seeing the sort of switch and contrast between the two as the music started, and then I think you lost it. And not to say that I wasn't engaged, because I was, but I found it really engaging when the two characters were there. So I would have just liked to have seen a little bit more of that. Maybe I'm a sadist, who can say?
If I had any constructive criticism for anyone tonight, I think it would be that to focus on the story and the message and what you're actually trying to deliver, because sometimes the story gets lost amongst all those incredible visuals that we actually forget the true purpose of what you're trying to portray.
Well, I can honestly say that every single act was absolutely brilliant. And in terms of what they produced, I have no criticism whatsoever. However, I will say one thing. When it comes to answering why you should win the competition, there's no need to be humble. Embrace who you are, because you're a monster. So let's devour these bitches.
Hom, I would have liked to have seen you go deeper, more intense with your theme, but I appreciate what you did, and it still holds up amongst the other. Cadaverous, I just want to see you make a goddamn full-length feature film. That's what I really want from you. Lotta, you're a local darling. When we go for a beer, get a couple down my neck and I'll tell you what really thought of your performance. I'm just joking. It was lovely. Dorian, I don't think I would change a thing. Dandy, what I really want to say to Dandy is believe in yourself. And I know that's rich coming from this bitch, but you're brilliant. You can do it. And I know how nervous you were in your confessionals, but you really didn't need to be. Just let me have it. Don't apologise to me. With that said, Harry Hooker Green, I'm dying to know, how did Dandy's performance make you feel, my love?
Both fear and yet relatability. It is a fear that we all have, the sense that we're not good enough. And yet it was portrayed in a way that was terrifying and haunting. The use of the darkness, not showing the entire face, created a sense that this could be any of our demons, and yet it was so personal. I loved it.
And let's hand over to Miss Terry Box. How did you find Dandies, my love?
Everything about it was just incredibly powerful. The fact that you barely used any effects in creating this. It felt like it was a behind the scenes video. It made it feel so much more personal and relatable because it felt like we were in the room making that performance with you and watching that demon actually be there with you. And it made it hit so much harder because of that. So, Dandy, that performance, like, yeah, amazing. Not just from a drag perspective, but a storytelling perspective, an editing perspective. This is, it's fantastic. You don't need to go super crazy, fancy with special effects to create an incredibly powerful and engaging piece.
As you saw from that episode, Dandy's one really hit me close to home. And really made me upset, but that was kind of what I wanted from this. I didn't want, 16 normal drag performances that were all going to make me go like, yes, like that. That was not what I asked for. That was not what I wanted. I was happy to sit and be uncomfortable and watch that. It made me cry for all the right reasons. I think, my darlings, the time is approaching to make our final decision, but we need to start talking about the things that really matter. So, who portrayed the theme of Inner Demons the best, in your opinion? Crystal Paul.
So when I watched all the videos, I was quite surprised. A lot of people I thought might go down the route of horror and horror tropes and that sort of literal interpretation of demon, maybe. But a lot of the angles were from the perspective of mental health, which then made it really interesting to see how people would convey the vulnerability of it with a creative process and a process that takes time and effort. And that's where the demons lay for many queer people in the mind, in the mental health. So regarding that, I think Dandy Issues was the person that laid bare the brutality of that angle of mental health really well. They didn't hold anything back. It wasn't cliched and it just hit really deep. And I think that related to the theme so well.
Harry Hooker Green.
By our dear Cobb. It was so personal to use a song of your own, and I immediately got what you were going for. And I think it really showed the theme, but in a less than conventional way, and I admire that.
Mystify.
Dandy Issues, hands down. I will say Dandy. It was so real, so relatable. The fact that there was no music made it feel so much more personal, and it was really uncomfortable. It was almost like we were intruding on a really private moment with these thoughts, but then at the same time they're thoughts that myself and no doubt so many people will have heard themselves or told themselves or whatever. So it was really, that was there. And the echoing as well sort of really enforced how these thoughts stay put, and no matter how much we want them to not be there, they're there and they're echoing and they're constantly sort of rebounding and reminding ourselves, and just really lingering and horrible. So yeah, definitely Dandy. But I also want to give a little mention to Cadaverous Black as well, for, in complete contrast to Dandy, for embracing their inner demon and just having a damn good time with it.
Miss Terry Box.
Dandy Issues. I think Dandy was able to give us a very, very raw and emotional piece that made me feel like I was almost like a peeping Tom watching this being made and watching it happen, but at the same time I was not a peeping Tom, I was Dandy as well. I really felt connected with the character as they're delivering every line, and was incredible. It moved me. I don't cry, but I was almost brought to tears.
And the Bolly Witch.
For me, it has to be Dandy Issues. I was blown away by that performance. It was raw, it was uncomfortable, it was emotional, it was everything that I wasn't expecting. And that's exactly what I was looking for. Dandy really, really dug deep and expressed something so personal, and I think that was such an incredible way to relay the theme of inner demons. So Dandy, you get this one.
Very, very, very interesting. So, I think the time has come for the quickfire round. Who do you think should win? And why? I'm going to keep most of those answers to myself, and of course my own answer to myself, because otherwise you'd know who's going to win. So then it's pointless watching the rest of the episode. Now the time has come, my darlings, to implant your votes into my mind. Hurry up, I've got season 2 to plan. So the votes have been counted, not verified, but counted. That's what's important. So, without further ado, get ready with the drum rolls, dears. It's time to reveal the results. In joint 4th place, we have A Lot of Hell and Hom. In 3rd place, Cadaverous Black. And finally, in 1st place, we have... You'll have to tune in next week to find out. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, let's hand over to our previous winner, Miss Terry Box. My darling, please put us all out of our miseries and tell us who is the winner of Luna's Drag Macabre Inner Demons.
In 1st place, the winner of Luna Lestrange's Drag Macabre Season 1 is Dandy Issues.
Dandy Issues, commiserations, my love. You've won. Honestly, my darling, congratulations. Your prizes will be on their way via Batmail. Thank you so much to each and every one of the pilot contestants for coming back and helping us decide the winner. I chose the pilot cast because they never got a chance to speak on camera. They never got a chance to hear, have their point of view heard. And I just thought they'd been through this competition before, so they kind of got a great idea of what I'm looking for. So they brought it back and they chose us the most perfect, deserving winner. So thank you, my loves.
I was just in the middle of another hex that I was putting on Terry Box after they stole my win. I'm just kidding. I love all you drag monsters, and I'm not at all bitter.
Don't make a deal with the devil. But if you do, make it a damn good one.
Thank you so much to Crystal Paul, and thank you very, very much to Terry Box for coming back and announcing our new champion. Thank you, my darling. When I started planning this full season, it was still Christmas. The last 5 months have been a whirlwind, but I cannot thank my contestants, my guest judges, my prize sponsors, my friends that have morally supported me, the viewers, just the drag community, anyone that's engaged, watched, supported, been a shoulder to cry on, held a camera, done this, done that. If you've been involved in one way, shape or another, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This has been one of the most stressful things I've ever done, but also one of the most exciting things I've ever done, and I have had such a blast. I am blown away that we found such a strong cast that created such stellar performances in a time where the whole mental health chat was really needed. So thank you once again to each and every single one of our contestants this season. You would have all been amazing. I love you all to death. I have had a blast, but I've had enough now, and I am bloody glad it's over. Do excuse me, But I'm not going to do a drag race and pump out 6 seasons a year, because I ain't got time for that. I've got naps to have, you know. I'm going to go and have a sleep now, because I can. Yay! Congratulations to Dandy. You were amazing. You totally deserve it. And enjoy that damn crystal skull, because I wanted to keep it for myself, but they bloody didn't vote for me, did they? Who knows when you'll see us again? If you're looking for a season 2, then you're probably going to have to start demanding one ASAP and keep on it, mate. If we get enough interest, perhaps we'll do another one. Final words before we go. Anyone?
You're all wonderfully intriguing, and no matter where you are on your drag journey, you're doing you. I think that's the key thing we could take from it. You're doing you. You're not doing anyone else. And that is everything in art, I think. There's enough soul in what people are doing for them to carry on, no matter where they're on a drag journey, making art for the sake of it. Inspect what you do, fuck around, and find out. It's dead exciting. Be that weird ass lighthouse shining your beacon, because you're going to attract lost souls and you're going to be noticed.
For me, final words. It's okay not to be okay. Love yourself. Talk. And have just that one person that you can talk to at least. Just take every day as it comes. Live your damn truth. And try and enjoy life as much as you can. Because at the end of the day, if this fucking nail comes off one more time, I swear to God it ain't going to enjoy the rest of its life. Treat everyone nicely. Try and live every day like it's your last. Because the world is a crazy damn place. My inbox is always open. But for now, darlings, I want to get this shit off. And this nail's not staying on. Of course, it's the middle finger. So without further ado, my darlings, have a really good week. And I will see you on the other side. Unpleasant dreams. That's a fucking wrap.